Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Fairfield County Council meeting today, Monday, August the 25th, 2025. At this time, we will pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we will have the approval of the agenda. Been motion and second that the agenda be approved. Are you prepared to vote? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Let the record show 7-0. Now we have invocation from Councilman Doug Pauly.
Let us pray. Lord, please bless everyone that's here tonight, that they will arrive home safely. Please watch over us as we make decisions for Fairfield County, and that we will make the best decisions that's in the best interest of Fairfield County and pleasing to you. In Jesus Christ's name, amen.
Thank you, Mr. Pauly. Now we get the approval of the minutes, regular meeting 8/11/25. We will do them together, and then administration and finance at 8/18/25. May I get a motion? There's been motion and second that we approve the minutes for the regular and the administrative meetings. All in favor? Opposes? Let the record show 7-0. Public presentation, none. We're down to public comment session. Dr. Roberts, if you would, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of council. William Coleman.
District 3. I wish to speak against this business license that is on the agenda tonight by way of the Administration and Finance Committee recommendation. There are very few details recorded in the agenda. The Voice recorded that Community Development Director Joseph Toledo explained in the Administrative and Finance Committee that the business license could come with a fee that would be based on each business's gross income. That's gross income, and would provide authority to the county to audit and regulate businesses. To begin with, the idea of gross income scares me. Even the IRS allows for deductions for expenses. There's a strong possibility this fee could be detrimental to me and my farming operation, since profit margins are very slim. And unlike most other businesses, I'm not able to pass that fee on to my products that I sell. Second, I don't like the idea, especially don't like the idea of the county being able to audit me. The IRS is enough. We farmers have enough people looking over our shoulders all the time. I urge you council members to scrap this plan before going any further. Thank you.
Carrie Matthews.
Good evening. I would like to also speak against this proposal. It is seemingly a virtual county income tax if it is something that is going to be based on income. And like Mr. Coleman, my family farms, and a farm's gross income can look tremendous. And if you're not taking into consideration the tremendous costs of a business, then that's very unreasonable. And I think it could also have a negative impact on business and on growth in the county if you are charging people who are wanting to have businesses in the county. And you've got the added issue of administering this, having to have someone who is responsible to oversee it. You may have to have additional offices or employees for it, and so it's going to cost just to put it into action. And again, if it's going to be based on income, somebody's going to be checking records to see if that is being done. And it just seems like a shameless grasping for money from the county council. I hope that it will not pass. I hope that it will stop tonight. That there are some other counties in the state that have implemented such a thing. I noticed that about half of them are some of our largest counties that have a lot heavily developed counties. Our county is so rural, and it just seems very unnecessary to do this. So I'm disappointed that it made it out of committee. I hope that it will be put to bed tonight. Thank you.
Kathy Falk.
Good evening, Council. I'm Kathy Falk, resident of Fairfield County. I want to share with Council, administration, and the community the many wonderful things that are happening at our shelter. We are all aware that our shelter has been struggling, but a couple of months ago, things began to change. Our shelter team has been working very hard, and because of their dedication, enthusiasm, and support from many organizations throughout our state, remarkable things are happening. While the wheel was already in motion, several weeks ago, Janelle Gregory, our state representative of Humane World for Animals, came to visit the shelter and offer guidance, resources, and ideas. She was able to connect our director, Joanne Shaw, with the director of Colleton County Animal Services, Laura Clark, as well as Forgotten Now Family Rescue founder, Chrissy Elder. Joe and our rescue coordinator, Heather Feltner, went to visit Laura at Colleton County for ideas and support. What happened in the following weeks was a breakthrough and nothing short of a miracle. Laura came to Fairfield for an insightful visit with Joe, and the rescues started to pour in and pull our animals. During one amazing week, Forgotten Now family came with their entire team of 6 people to meet our team and our fabulous animals. Chucktown Bound and Bridge Between also came and spent a day. I have personally received messages from everyone praising our wonderful shelter team, what a great job they're doing, and how helpful and easy they are to work with. They are also very excited about our wonderful animals, of course. A few of our other valued rescue partners are, of course, Final Victory, Hangry's Hideout, which is all cats, Carolina Coonhound, and Pets Inc., and many more. The result? Well, hang on to your hats. 60 animals have gone out to rescue with a couple of adoptions since the beginning of August, and 36 more are tagged to leave this week. We are also receiving an overwhelming amount of much-needed donations from many of these organizations. I know this is just the beginning, and the momentum is going to continue. With our amazing, energized team, the hopeful updates to our ordinances, and our shelter improvements, thanks to each of you, animal welfare in Fairfield County is looking very positive. I would like to take a moment to congratulate, recognize, and thank our wonderful Fairfield County Animal Shelter team who is here tonight. And I'd like to say thank you. Thank you, Council, for your time. Thank you.
James Joyner.
Good evening to all of you. Most of you know me. I was a deputy here for 25 years, lived here all my life. Tonight I want to speak to you about the business license and the gross tax that could come with it and talk against it. I'm retired from the Sheriff's Office. I retired from the National Guard after serving there 21 years. I spent 10 years after that working overseas as a U.S. policeman in Africa and also Afghanistan. Now I spend my time at home. I raise beef cows and train horses. I spend my days either in a saddle or a tractor. Farming is not done to make money. There is no money to be made in farming. All you do is hope to break even. More taxes on a farmer is not the way to go. This is a rural county. It's an agriculture county. It's always been an agriculture county. And if this new license and tax would affect agriculture, then I would hope that it either fails or that the council takes that into consideration and makes amendments or waivers for agriculture. That's how we survive. We survive on tax exemptions and waivers. And without that, there'd be no farmers in the country. I don't know the exacts. I just found out about this today, or I would have researched it, but Congressman Ralph Norman had on his site, and the USDA also has it. In 2024, and I don't remember the exact number, but it was 700 and something thousand family farms closed because of restrictions and taxes running them out of business. Those were farms that were producing beef for our country. You can't tax a farmer. It's just there's no money there for it to be taxed. You do that, you're going to lose that farmer, and we lose our food for our nation. So I just want you all to understand that. I want to say that I hope you reconsider this. Or if it does go through, there are exemptions for agriculture because this is an agriculture county, and I hope that you support this county with that. Thank you.
Randy Bright.
Randy Bright, Ridgeway, District 1. The preceding speakers did an excellent job of pointing out some of the many flaws of a business tax for Fairfield County. I'd like to add a few more items to the table. And first of all, let us not forget that a business tax is an impediment to jobs, to growth, and the overall healthy economy. Let's not forget, if we act and implement a business tax, businesses would have 36 other South Carolina counties to go to. Let's not forget that Fairfield County has a high unemployment already, and we don't need to discourage businesses. High unemployment, 25% higher than the state average. We also have a high poverty rate. We also have a low labor participation rate. We also have a low average income rate compared to the rest of the state. We don't need impediment for jobs and growth. We don't need bureaucracy for jobs and growth that a sales tax would add to. And it was mentioned before, not only do you put an additional burden on the county to try and collect this, and sometimes we don't do a real good job in doing that in the first place. Why would we burden the county? Why would we burden businesses? Why would we erect a barrier that 36 other counties don't have? Why has the majority of the counties in South Carolina just said, no, we want to have nothing to do with a barrier to business? We want to grow our business, and that's what Fairfield County should be. You know, we go all these efforts for recruiting people. We go to all these efforts for promising people that Fairfield County is a good place to do business in. And then all of a sudden we're going to raise taxes on businesses? No. What does that say to the businesses that are already here, that we promise we're going to be a business-friendly environment that says, well, sort of friendly, well, not so friendly? No, let's stay consistent with being a business-friendly environment so we can grow jobs, we can grow wages, we can grow the economy without extra bureaucracy and extra taxes. Thank you.
No one else signed up to speak, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Now we're down to public hearing. None. Ordinance, resolution, and orders. Dr. Roberts, if you would.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. Item 9A, first reading by title only, ordinance number 849. An ordinance establishing the millage rate for Fairfield County for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025.
Okay, you heard the reading of ordinance 849.
So moved.
Okay, the motion is second, and this is title only. Are you prepared to vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposes? Let the record show 7-0. Item B, Dr. Robert.
First reading by title only, ordinance number 850. An ordinance to approve the appropriation of funds received by Fairfield County from the South Carolina Opioid Recovery Guaranteed Fund and to amend the previous 5-year funding agreement with Fairfield Behavioral Health Services for said funds provided by the South Carolina Opioid Recovery Fund Board to support the Fairfield Opioid Response Team.
Okay, council, this also is title only. You heard the reading. Are you prepared to vote? Okay, it's been motioned and second. Prepared to vote? All in favor? Opposes? Let the record show 7-0. Thank you. Board and commission minutes, none. Board and commission appointments, none. Old business, none. New business, administration and finance committee meeting update. Mr. Carter. Councilman.
Mr. Chair, members of the council, the Administration and Finance Committee met after the last meeting and reviewed 3 items. One would be the Bailey bill, one would be the possible creation of a business license, and one would be the creation of a commission to review a capital project sales tax. Discussion was held. The minutes are in front of you. Coming in front of the council tonight is merely that update. That discussion was held. No items are in front of the council at this point for action. The discussion on the business license is obviously there's a lot of interest in that. The discussion focused on the fact that this is an item that has merely been proposed for consideration. It is something that has to be researched, that would need effort put into it by staff as well as the public to have input before the council would receive it. So I don't see it coming before the council in any form anytime soon. The other 2 items, the Bailey bill, we've already had first reading upon it. It'll be coming back in front of the council later. Same thing with the capital project sales tax. The creation of a commission will probably be coming back in front of the council in the month of September. So that's status report of that meeting.
The council got any questions? Okay, all right. Item B.
Mr. Chair, members of council, I come in front of the council with a request for a transfer of funds. When the budget was approved, we were using estimates of the cost for the resurfacing and refurbishing of the tennis and pickleball courts. The estimated amount was $85,000. When bids were received, they came in significantly higher with a low bid of $110,690.99. We had, in building the budget, set aside a contingency fund, knowing that things like this were likely to happen. So I come before you tonight with a request that we allocate funds, $25,690.99 from the contingency fund in order to award this contract.
Okay, council, you heard the request.
So moved.
Okay, motion is second. Any questions? All prepared? Mr. Gobab.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One of the questions I had, which was answered today, was if we invest this money, well, first of all, I understand that the initial amount was $85,000, and the scope has actually changed. The $85,000 was for resurfacing these courts, and it turns out that they can't simply be resurfaced. They need to be basically rebuilt. So that's one thing I understand. The other thing was how much use do these courts get? And I spoke with our Director Vance today, and the pickleball courts apparently get used pretty much every evening. 12 to 24 people are using these courts in the evening. And the tennis courts are also used primarily in the morning, but they get some use also. So it sounds like they get a fair amount of use. I had a vision in my head that there was big gaps and big cracks and tripping hazards on these courts, and they're not that bad shape right now, so I don't see there's any real hazard at the moment, but they could certainly turn into that if they're left alone. So that's the information that I gathered, so I can make my vote. And if anything is inaccurate, please correct me, Mr. Carpenter.
Anyone else? Okay, can I get a motion? Get a motion and second. Be prepared to vote. All in favor? Opposes? Let the record show 7-0. Okay, we're down to county administrative report. Mr. Carpenter.
Members of council, I was asked to give an update to this council on the recent conference that was attended by the entire council and some members of staff as well. And so I wanted to kind of go through, for the sake of our public, to understand what was done, what was participated, and the benefit to this county by doing it. And the first part of it is that these conferences are focused on training and workshops. So some of the things that we attended were measuring and reporting county performance, which Ms. Swearingen, Mr. Ruff, and myself attended. Financing county initiatives, which Ms. Swearingen, Mr. Ruff, and myself also attended. These were advanced level courses. Managing, conducting meetings, Mr. Gadsden, Mr. Bell, Mr. Goldbach, and Dr. Roberts attended. Public speaking, Mr. Gadsden as well. Other courses that were participated: building an effective county team, Mr. Gadsden, Mr. Goldbach. Ethical leadership and public service, Mr. Bell, Mr. Goldbach. Crisis management strategies and communications, Mr. Ruff, Mr. Gilbert, Mr. Pauly, and myself. Then sessions that were just catered to myself as a county administrator, and also sessions that were just directed at the clerk to council, Dr. Roberts. So those are just the courses and the workshops that were participated in. Again, all 7 members plus the 2 staff members participated in these courses and conferences that were available to us. But there's also just the broad experience for us. One of the events is, they called it the Legislative Power Hour, but it was a dialogue on state and federal issues with our elected officials in Columbia that were there to answer questions and explain the thought process behind these initiatives, what has happened in the past year, but also what they see coming down in the next year. We had general sessions on workforce development, infrastructure, and resilience. Also, a very critical part is the networking with peer councils. The opportunity to spend time with other counties and hear what works for them and what doesn't work is one of really the best parts of these conferences, because we don't have a chance to see people from counties, such as Clarendon or such as Hampton or Beaufort. And then the fact that we had individuals celebrate from these courses, level 1, level 2, and advanced training. So those of us who've been around for several years completed these courses and completed these programs. So out of this, we took away performance and accountability, financial stewardship, effective governance, stronger communication skills, collaboration and teamwork, ethical leadership, and role-specific excellence for us. The impact to the county, I would say, is that it helps us deliver efficient, transparent governance, pursuing innovative funding solutions, strengthening the trust that we have with our community, the community and us, building resilient systems to withstand the environment that we deal with these days, and also to professionalize the administration and council operations. And so I would conclude by saying that, that the Institute of Government was an invaluable opportunity for this county, this council, that I truly appreciate the fact that all 7 members of council felt it important enough to attend this. And that I think it shows that our commitment to a continuous improvement, ethical service, and advancing the quality of life for our citizens. So that's my report. Okay. Next item, it was requested to give an update on the IRS appeals process that we've been going through. Just as some background, Fairfield County has made some tremendous progress in resolving the IRS ACA filing penalties from 2017 to 2021. We have secured significant abatements, refunds, and credits. We are positioned for further recoveries through pending appeals, and we've demonstrated fiscal responsibility and taxpayer protection in learning and understanding what led to the situation and ensuring that it would never happen again. So the year 2017 has been fully resolved. $350,740 in penalties have been abated, wiped out. $383,862 has been credited back to the county as a refund, and those credits were applied to future liabilities. So it's a complete success. The liability was turned into an asset. In 2019, we've made significant progress there. 370,710 were the original penalties. We got removed $282,690 of that. A refund of $221,390 was issued to us in July of this year, and we have an appeal currently pending for another $88,020 on that. So approximately 80% of that has been eliminated with the recovery potential still. 2020, again, we've made significant progress on that. 386,120 were the original penalties. 295,400 have been removed. $226,859 refund was issued in July of this year, and we have another appeal pending of $90,720. So year 2021, the $357,000 in proposed penalties were fully abated. We owe nothing. Nothing will be required of us, and we completely prevented any burden to the taxpayers there. So the financial impact of this effort has been that we've totally abated over $1.3 million of the penalties that were initially assessed. We've recovered over $443,000 in refunds of penalties paid, and another additional potential of $178,740 of interest. And there are no IRS accounts currently out there. There's zero balances right now. So I would conclude to you that we took a proactive approach. Again, things had not happened as they should have, but we addressed it. We addressed it with the IRS, and we addressed it internally. It's resulted in our having an understanding of the issues that led to the errors and fully fixed them. We've eliminated and reduced the vast majority of those penalties. We've secured substantial refunds and credits, and we've positioned ourselves for greater recoveries for what is remaining. And again, we are completely restored our compliance and financial stability. And so we again showed the fact of having the fiscal responsibility. And again, we've addressed the fact that issues were there. We've resolved them to the satisfaction of the IRS with the result of almost $1.7 million of abatement or refunds to the county. It shouldn't have happened, and it won't happen again. That's my report.
That's great news. Any council person got anything to say? Let's go, Bob.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the update, Mr. Carpenter. That's good news. Just two questions. On the additional potential, the amount that's being appealed, do you have a sense for the probability of actually that happening in our favor?
The assessment of the team we're working with is that we have a very good probability. Of course, they don't want to say for sure, but based on the results we have and based on them saying that, I feel fairly comfortable that we will have a good outcome there.
Okay, thank you. And last question, I recall, I think it was April, there was a payment to the IRS of $175,000. Was that part of this whole penalty issue, or was that just something that we had to pay from last year's taxes? Do you recall?
I don't recall, but I'll be glad to check on that, sir.
Okay.
I'll get
All
that
right.
for you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else? Thank you, sir.
And if I may,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Chairman,
Yes, sir.
one other item that is not on the report, but it's an item that I feel is important to share with the community. As you all know, I've been here for approximately 5 months, and I've been solo winging it. We had a outstanding deputy administrator who left in August of last year, and I'm pleased to announce tonight that I have hired and he has accepted the role of Mr. Jonathan Burrows as a deputy county administrator for Fairfield County. Jonathan is a lifelong resident of this county. He's grown up. Most anybody from this county knows Mr. Burrows and his family. He'll be an excellent addition to the administrative staff. We will endeavor to try to replace him in the Public Works Director's role that he currently fills. Jonathan is in the room, sitting over there in the corner. I won't embarrass him at this point to pull up in front of us, but he will be soon a very visible part of this county and what we do. So I just wanted to share that with the council and our community. And I want to thank Jonathan very much for what he has done and what he will do for this county.
Congratulations, Mr. Burrows. Glad to have you on board with the staff. Anyone else would like to say?
He needs to come up here so we can see him. Doesn't he have a suit and tie? I mean, he looks so spiffy.
Nobody recognized him with the suit on.
Yes. Thank you.
or the cap?
Yeah, I had our vest today. So, but I want to thank you for the opportunity. I'm humbled, grateful. Any other synonym you can put in there. And I look forward to being able to work alongside Mr. Carpenter daily as we move forward. So.
Mr. Carpenter, I think you made a great choice. I really am. Lifelong. I've been knowing him a long time, and I think he's going to be good for Fairfield County.
Yeah. Congratulations, Jonathan, and I think it is also a good choice, Mr. Carpenter. I understand there was some real talent that was interviewed, so says a lot for our choice. So congratulations again.
Thank you. I'm going to do my best, Ms. Swearengin.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
You. I know you'll be a huge asset to this county. And as Mr. Carpenter said, he's been winging it by himself since he's been here, and he's doing a good job, but I know he needs help. But you really can't take this job until you find a replacement for your job. And just as good. Now, you probably can't, but thank you for what
Yes, sir.
you did.
Yeah, we're going to.
And look forward to having you.
Yes, sir. We're going to start that search as soon as we can. Yeah. Anybody else? All right. Thank you.
Again, congratulations. Now we're down to the clerk of council report. None. Council time. Mr. Ruth.
Yeah, I just want to comment a little bit on the business license. You know, there's a lot of, this has gone far beyond what was really discussed initially. It was just talked about the possibility, and one of the scenarios was which the town of Winsboro uses, and that was where the gross income or gross revenue comes from. That's what municipalities do in Ridgeway. But, you know, I'm not for that. That's just one scenario that Joe Toledo presented as an option. That's, you know, this wasn't even discussed as what we might do, so we might be getting the cart ahead of the horse, kind of. So, but I'm not for putting any more burden on our businesses. And you know, when you look at it, I looked at it the other day, and I agreed to pass it along to full council just to look at it. But there are only 9 counties in currently that have this business license, and out of 46. So, and they're all larger counties, and so all this, and right now, what our system is a registration, and it's $15, and that's capped by the state, I believe. So, you know, we can all look at this some, but as for right now, you know, I wouldn't be in favor of it like this. But I would be, and I talked to Mr. Toledo today about one of the options was that to amend the A&H tax so that we can get more businesses in compliance with that, which is already enforced a lot, but everybody is not is not involved. So that's something I think we could look at, and so that's what I got for as far as that goes right now. Thank you.
Ms. Swearengin.
Can you hear me now? Okay. We have got a historical courthouse, and we can't go in the front door. It's not, I'm hearing stuff about it, and I don't like it either. Can we not fix it so we can go in the front door?
Ms. Swearengin, it comes down to safety, public safety. These are things that are directed, in some cases mandated from the court system, so it's not even something that we automatically set. The sheriff's office is very involved in determining how we manage these public safety. Right now, people have to go through a metal detector. We would have to have multiple metal detectors. We'd have to have multiple people. The front and the back of the building, we're not set up for that. The building isn't really designed for that. So it comes down to not a fact of convenience, but a fact of safety. And that's what's driving that whole thing, is safety. And you'll find that pretty much every courthouse, especially the old courthouses in the state, are dealing with the same issues. And when you deal with a courthouse such as ours, which is so historic, you have to be careful about modifying it to the point that you destroy part of the history. So the way they've done it allowed the historical part to be still there, but give a level of safety to the court system, to the judges, and our constitutional officers that are in there as well, as they have very real concerns about the safety of the citizens and the public that are doing business there, and the staff. So that's the answer.
Well, could you have put what's at the back door at the front door, so you could check them at the front door?
I wasn't involved in the actual design of it, but I have no doubt that they considered all that when they designed the courthouse. And again, they took advantage of the state itself. The state provides a lot of the resources that we follow and that we use and the guidance. So I truly have no doubt that they looked at that and they considered, and that was the best solution to put it where they did.
Anyone? Mr. Cobalt?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, Kathy Falk and Team Animal Control, I wasn't aware of that effort, and that sounds like a huge success, so congratulations. I think that is awesome. And I'd actually like to learn a little bit more about, that sharing of information, the best practices between the two counties. Well done, congratulations. The business license has been a hot topic for me over the last couple days. I've received a lot of passionate phone calls and texts, and even when I was pulling into the parking lot this evening. When I first heard about a business license, my take on things is that I would be against it because it would discourage business from coming to Fairfield County. It's more regulation, more financial burden. And based on the feedback from the people that have reached out to me, that's exactly how they feel. Too much burden, we heard tonight too, especially for the farmers. Something that's based on gross income certainly would not work. There is a possibility of having just a flat fee for a license, an annual flat fee, that I guess will be discussed as a result of this feedback. But in general, at the moment, I don't support a business license because we're trying to encourage businesses to come. And if they look at this area, look at Fairfield, look at Lancaster, look at Chester, Newberry, and we would be the only one that has one, and that could be seen negatively by folks trying to locate their business. So that's my current position, but there's obviously a lot more that's going to be discussed on this. So thank you, everyone, for speaking up and letting us know, how you feel about this.
Anyone else? Executive session, none. Next is, can I get a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Give a motion and second that we adjourn. All in favor? The record shows 7-0. We're now adjourned.